This year we were done planters for put away locked up in the tent.
Experiment, like anything else that we like to try. Why not put it so you can see it every night when you go to bed and look at your failures and your successes, and so you never forget about it. But this is this part of ground that you're standing on, unlike the field over by the manure pit, is a really ugly red clay knob, and whereas every farmer need to throw the last load of manure quick when the frost is coming out, right on top of the hill, right outside your bedroom window on the clay knob, and you can see the spreader marks the entire year in the corn and whatever you grow here. And so it's a pretty unforgiving piece of ground. Or it used to be anyway, and it still is. It's pretty red clay. So what we did here, because somebody else tried it, so I had to try it. There's a guy south of here that grew a bunch of this last year, and so I thought, well, we're going to do some experimentation. So on the north side here, I've got some signposts with the variety of the corn and what's interseeded in the corn. So this field was that cocktail mix last year, and we took a cutting off October 5th, and we put 120 pounds, we drilled 120 pounds of cereal rye. And then same story, we let it get 6-8 inches tall and put 6,000 gallons of dairy manure over the top of it and let it go. This spring we cut the rye, the manure guys were here, and then 3 days after the manure guys pulled out, we came in here with a no-till drill, and we no-tilled what you're seeing between the corn rows. I'm going to cheat because I don't know it off the top of my head, but you'll see in there the real leafy thing is the kale. We love our vegetables around here. Or maybe it's not a vegetable, I don't know what it's considered officially, but so there's cowpeas, there's some rape. Obviously if you look deep enough you'll find some Italian ryegrass, and there's a bunch of clovers in there. You'll see actually, because this was a cocktail field, you'll see a little bit of vetch that overwintered from last year. That's also in there. So we were out here yesterday talking about what's it going to do? How's it going to feed? How are you going to cut it? Where are you going to keep it separate to see what it does to the cows? And I told you when I started here that you're going to have more questions than I have answers. So I don't know, we're going to chop it. We're going to try and put it in a layer in the bunker so we can sample it and test it. We're not going to feed it by itself. I'm not putting up a bag. But so as we move through this sort of homemade plot, I've got different varieties. I've got different populations. A lot of our corn silage was planted in that mid 20,000 range. Traditionally we planted 32, 33, 34,000, especially in a no-till environment. So we cut this back to 24, 26,000. We're looking for a bigger stalk. We want that cob to flex, and we're really finding different varieties that do that. If you think about a corn stalk and what's the undigestible versus the digestible part of a corn stalk, the inside is what is good for cows, the outside is not. So we want a bigger stalk with more inside for digestible fiber, or digestibility. So we've got some different things. You'll notice if you want to walk down the rows, you're not going to hurt my feelings, but you know, we've got it starts over here at a 30,000 population, and we walk it down to 24 and then back up again with different varieties. As we get down towards the other end, there's different in fact, I just figured this out yesterday. There was supposed to be a Deer Creek has a mix called a corn grain co-plant mix with a bunch of different clovers and low grow kind of stuff that sits there until you take the corn off. The guy grabbed the wrong seed out of the bag and actually grabbed some of that cocktail mix, so it's only sorghum and ryegrass and clover. And you'll see that down there. It was a shorter day sorghum, so it's all gone reproductive already. And but I didn't hide where we're going to go in here to cut this stuff, right? Because you know, we're looking at a really woody stalk down below. And really, you know, if we're going to feed any of this stuff, we want to feed the leafy, right? We don't want this woody stuff down here. So that's going to be sort of a harvest time judgment call, right?
Will that be pretty dry, or do you think it'll be green? We don't know what the weather is.
We don't know what the weather is going to be. We're going to be out here in probably 2 weeks cutting. So we've got the buckwheat. There's some cowpeas out here. We're going to, I don't know, maybe we cut this stuff and sell it to the guy down the road for beef cattle. I don't know. But we've got diversity, we got soil health, you know. we don't have a lot of acres of this kind of stuff, and we wanted to try something just for you, just to show you.
I appreciate that.
Maybe we leave 18 inches and come through the disc line and take the rest of it for steer feed or something, right?
Yeah.
Is any of that going to